Hey folks, Slice Member Slice Gaming. It's SGA-1 versus KMSCA. They're currently in the set in 8th. We're 5th overall, coming into War 6 of Season 46. And in this path, or in this war, I drew Path 9 in Section 1 here. I've got Emma Frost. So I'll be taking OG Iron Man versus Emma, Node 9, Hazard Shift, Incinerate, Poison with Blood in the Water, Power Efficiency. And of course, this is basically, again, a control fight. This is OG Iron Man. This is what we've been seeing all season long. Taking your time, making sure you know what you're going into in this fight. And as you can see, throwing on our boost, getting ourselves ready to go. Throwing on a tech boost, I've got damage, I've got power back, and we went ahead and started with the Power Start 1 just to give us that bang right out of the gate. And there, you can see all the details he's exactly on the nodes. So going in this fight, this has been a standard fight for us as far as all season. This is control. This is taking our time, waiting, and making sure we're attacking during the right moments, which Incinerate, okay, no problem. Iron Man is Incinerate immune. So the idea is to get things going, and here we go, got our L2. And at this point, now it's just kind of a wait game, right? We're in poison, we're gonna go ahead and dash back. I went ahead and landed a couple hits, and I thought to myself, probably not the end of the world. We got 2 poison on us, just kind of piecing ourselves. 1 more hit, luckily no poison. Back into Incinerate mode, and at this point, here's the armor break. Once we land the armor break, guess what? Nothing special to Emma. Unfortunately, once I land the armor break, we go ahead and eat a combo here, but go straight to the relic, another L1, and in we go. Get parried, and I guess I kind of was just sitting there like, really, I got parried? Then I stand there and take a heavy to the face. No risk, just sloppy play though. As you can see, Emma goes down. We've got Onslaught versus Nick Fury, Node 18, Hazard Shift, Incinerate, Poison, Insult to Injury, Feats of Indestructible, and Power Focus. So basically the same thing as before on the Hazard Shift, Incinerate, and Poison. Insult to Injury, Feat of Indestructible, meaning once I hit that power, that first bar of power, he's going to go indestructible. So he's not going to take any damage there for a little bit. Making a little bit of swapped our boost just a touch through on Mutant Power Boost. We didn't get any power back, because at the end of the day, I don't think it was really needed. And as you saw in the Emma fight, it was just kind of sloppy. Well, guess what? We're going to see the same thing here on Nick Fury. He starts out indestructible because, again, I started with the Power Start 1, get to the L2, and at this moment, I'm like, okay, well, this is going great. However, my L2 managed to land some poisons on me, so as you can see, I'm ticking down just a little bit. Onslaught, Incinerate, not immune, but 150% resistance, so it's not a problem. But as you can see here, we did get a little bit of tick damage from the poison. We've got our parry, got our heavy, pausing our debuffs, and again, doing the same thing. Again, he is immune or indestructible during that one, so here's our L1. And at this point, I'm kind of like, okay, we're rolling. This is looking good. And as you can see, that L1, it hit. It you know, it's done. We can feel it. Biggest problem is a little bit of tick. And here we go. We're gonna push him. He's indestructible, so we're just kind of waiting. Really, probably should have hit him right there. Should have just went ahead and pushed him. But I thought to myself, we'll be okay. And yet, take another L1. And as you can see, it just kind of chips away on me. Push him onto his L2, or I'm sorry, into his second life, and here we go. Back at it. We're sitting at what, 67% health. The Incinerates are on. Again, no concern there. Actually healing us. Landing the L1, and again, not a worry that he's unblockable. Onslaught able to block unblockable specials by skill champs. I do take a combo to the face there. Even though you can block the special, can't block basic hits. And as you can see, Nick Fury was unblockable, and I just absolutely just ate it. So, can't even debate the heavy, and at this point, I'm just like, okay, I'm out, down to 36, 30 some odd percent. Blocks my relic. He's at 14, and I said to myself, this has just been sloppy. Controlling the fight, yes, but just a little bit of damage here and there that I really felt like I shouldn't have taken. This is going to end it, though, getting into the L2, and that's a victory. So it was a win. It just felt real sloppy, so, but we'll take it. Onslaught, Absorbing Man, Node 27, Hazard Shift, Shock and Bleed, Power Focus. meaning he's going to race up to that special 2 as often as possible, which plays to my favor in some ways. Absorbing Man typically loves to throw his specials anyway. This is a great matchup because Onslaught loves to throw the heavy. Anytime you can throw the heavy, you pause your debuffs, which means it just makes it easier and easier to stack them up. And there's our first heavy, pausing them. Here he comes out of his L1. All right, thank you. And now let's go ahead and get ready. There's our L1. Now we've pushed into an L2, which is great because we'll be able to keep him out of form once he throws it. So at this point, we're just baiting the L2. Back to our heavy, going to deactivate him again. And as you can see, our debuffs are stacking up beautifully. We don't really have anything to worry about here because he is shock and again bleed don't really affect Onslaught. So back-to-back L1s, we're up. Let's go for another. And as you can see, the heavies continue to pause our debuffs. That block hit definitely hurt, but into the relic, into an L2, and at this point, because of the debuffs, bye-bye Absorbing Man, absolutely melting. So again, that fight really plays right into Onslaught's wheelhouse, being able to heavy often, keeping those debuffs paused, letting them stack up, and then getting to that L2 and just finishing the job. So, all right, next fight, we've got Iron Man versus Dani and Moonstar on node 36. Hazard shift, shock and bleed, one eye open, meaning if she's stunned, you don't want to do damage. Last season, this is the node where I made the huge mistake against Spot with Blade, where I accidentally threw my L3 as Blade, which stunned Spot and caused a bunch of the damage to reflect back on me. So in this, it's basically playing as if she's stun immune. Bait the heavy, fire back on the heavy. You can hit into the stun, just make sure that you've got it kind of under control. And it's at the very end, so you're not eating the whole combo or anything like that. So, and here we go, fight's underway. Starting out, power start 1. And I'm kind of waiting for the heavy. There we go, and let's get to work. So, now the dilemma here is it's shock and bleed. I do got Odin pre-fights on me, so shock isn't a problem. Totally missed my L2, which was very annoying. Managed to get clipped at the end of the L1. And from here, I feel like I settled in. It was kind of a little rough there to start. And as you can see, back-to-back heavies. Probably should have got the other one and was just a little slow, so got myself backed up a touch, but that's okay. Got the L1 going. There's the armor break. Looking solid. And again, we want to attack during that shock phase, thanks to the Odin's on us. And baiting the other L1. And as you can see, I didn't hit her because we were in the bleed phase of the hazard shift. And at this point, I felt pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little worried. As you can see, I hesitated to take and do any damage. She was stunned. Finishing with the L1. And overall, a pretty clean fight. Outside of a couple little goofy mistakes getting clipped by the L1, which ends up being a little bit of the theme with this war. Speaking of the theme, here we are. Iron Man, Apoc, node 50, stun immune, bubble shield, adaptive, meaning physical and energy resistance back and forth. Bubble shield, every 10th block, he goes unblockable. So going into this fight, I felt very comfortable. I have fought Apocalypse multiple times with Iron Man. I thought to myself, I know exactly what to expect out of this fight. I know how to handle his specials. I feel very comfortable with this fight. However, this fight will end up absolutely whipping my ass. As you can see here in a hot second, we start off fine. Bait the heavy, things are going good, get an intercept. Went for another, failed, that's okay, we bait the heavy. And at this point, I feel really, really good. I went with an invuln, which is opposite of typically what I would do against him. And here I am, I get clipped by the L1. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I was thinking, where I was thinking, whatever happened, but somehow I off-timed that very first step back off of the L1, which normally I used to then step back and then block through it and just avoid a little bit of that damage. And again, I do have to keep in mind of bubble shield because I can take an unblockable special, but I can't tank an unblockable hit from a regular hit. He will go unblockable and hit through my block, on a special, I can block it. So really, I just want to make sure that he's throwing a special during that 10th hit, during my 10th block, so that it doesn't really matter. So, because as you can see here, now he was unblockable. I dodged it, able to dodge the first part. At this point, I said, okay, look, we're just going to block it all. Normally, I would dex out a couple of pieces of those just to minimize the damage. The bad play early on, I was like, ugh, so maybe not. So off to the L2 or L1 again, applying the armor break. Here we go, soaking the second half of this L2, and again trying to play super safe and just parrying the whole thing or blocking the whole thing rather than trying to dex any part of it. And here we are again, back to the L1 where I simply go to slide away from the first hit of the L1 and get clipped, and it kills me. So revive ourselves, check, make sure recording, and we're gonna go back in. And again, I have still felt comfortable with this fight. I'm not gonna lie, after the first death here, I was very surprised. Very surprised. Very frustrated. I really still not 100% sure how I mistimed that. I've taken this fight multiple times. I've never had an issue with Apoc's special. And yet, for some reason, not once, but twice, I mistimed that. And see, here we are. I've done that part a million times over, and as you can see, I feel comfortable handling that. So I still am confused. I'm still kind of at a loss on exactly what I did. So either way, new fight, new time. Get ourselves built up to our L2. Reflects the stun. Take the hit. There it is, the unblockable. I mistimed the L2. So this is again, goofy mistake, sloppy play. I was wanting to really hit my relic. I didn't. I waited too long. I pushed to a special 3, which, okay, it can work. I got an incinerate on him. It's going to tick, and as you can see, it's doing its deal. It's ticking. The relic is going to put an instant and vuln. But then he's immune, so didn't really gain as much as I really wanted there. And we're back to dodging it. We're looking good. And at this moment, I feel frustrated that I missed the L2, but nothing that isn't curable, right? Got herself up to a special 1 again, beating, got him to throw the heavy, hitting solid, feeling good, and there it is again. There it is again. I wish I had an exact idea of what I did, other than mistiming. You can see there, I checked the score. We've got a giant lead, and I probably let frustration get the better of me. We're gonna go ahead and heal up big, get Iron Man all healed up and ready to go back into this, because at this point, my frustration was, I was super frustrated with myself. I don't understand. This is a fight that I've taken many times over. Heal myself all the way up. Frustration. Really, that's all I can say on this entire deal is the frustration at this point is stupid high. I don't know. This war for me felt very sloppy, and as you can see here, I basically blocked this entire L1. I really am kind of at a loss for words. It was, it still bothers me. It's still driving me crazy. I don't understand exactly what I was doing. I threw my L2 a lot earlier this time, so I didn't run the risk of pushing myself to an L3. Blocking that entire special for the most part. Throw the relic right back into it, and we're going to toss our L1. And this fight is going the way I expected. There's the intercept. We get him to throw the special. There's nothing here to worry about. We block it. We dex the last hit, and we're right back in. As you can see, landing some good solid hits. Throws the heavy. We're back on it. Toss the L1 in, and yeah, 1% left. At this point, we're just playing safe. Bait the heavy, and that's all she wrote. Super frustrating 2 deaths. There's our victory screen. So at the end of the day, the victory is what matters. experience makes a difference. Frustration, guys, frustration. So with the win, as you can see, we only had 8 deaths. I had 2, but a win's a win. We'll take it. We continue to move up the chain. At the end of this, we are sitting in spot 4 overall. So we've put ourselves back in a good spot to still have a really good finish. Halfway through the season with War 6, sitting on the 4th spot, just outside of the podium, with an 8-death war. I feel happy about it. So not exactly what I wanted for myself. 2 deaths to Apoc that I feel I should have never had. Played totally sloppy for the entire war overall. It was just a bad war for me. So with that being said, war's over. It's a win. So until next time, folks, take care, have fun, and as always, keep on gaming. Adios.